Welcome to Journey to Joy Live, a podcast to promote wellness, resilience, and inspire joy. Be empowered to balance your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, and social health while providing mental health awareness and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black community. I'm your host, Dr. NJoy, and I'm here to help you transform life's challenges into opportunities for joy. Let's begin the journey together.
Hello, we here in Jamaica. Episode 82. Psychiatrists need self-care too.
We do.
A prescription for wellness and joy for the healers. And I have the lovely Dr. Danielle Hairston, Dr. Danny here with me. Thank you. You are the one that brought us here for this lovely retreat, actually.
Thank you for coming through.
Yes, for us here.
Just down the street in Jamaica.
Yeah, just right down the street. But you know what? I left Atlanta and it was like 18 degrees.
Same as DC, 17.
Exactly. I'm quite happy. So tell us more about who you are.
So everyone, my name is Dr. Danielle Hairston, or Dr. Danny on the socials, and I am actually the residency program director in my real job, my real life at Howard University, the real HU. But I also run a platform called At Black Psychiatry, and we are having our second. Last year we did it in Houston, and we now took it. We leveled up to international level, and we are here in my favorite place that I hope to move one day. Yes, we are here in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Everything Irie. We are resetting, refreshing, all of those things. We do a lot of hard work.
Oh, yes, we do. So
I
we deserve the retreat.
I am a mostly an emergency and consultation liaison psychiatrist, so I deal with who are in the most stressful, acute, sometimes tragic situations in their life, and I'm in that. So it's a lot. It's heavy, just like you. You know, we do a lot of work, and this was just to bring psychiatrists, but we also have other specialties. We got OBGYNs here. We have anesthesiologists. We have psychologists. We have social workers, probation officers, all of those things.
They need it.
Also here because we do a lot of heavy lifting. So the idea was to bring some healing, some joy, reset your mindset. It's January. So to just start off the year in a new place, a better place. And I live in DC, so you know what's happening right now. So it's to bring some joy, some refreshing, a recharge as we go into this next year. And who knows what type of political climate.
Exactly. And you know what? I don't even need to do anything else. Just being here, leaving the airport, and feeling the wind and the trees and the weather. I'm just like, that's all I need is just to be here. So this is nice. You mentioned that we do a lot of heavy lifting. You also mentioned my real job. So it's interesting because we have our real jobs, our W-2 jobs. Then we have this job. Then we have a 1099 job. Then we have the fun job. Then we have our own business.
Yeah.
We're just doing a lot.
Yes, I have a couple businesses. So, I have, Black Psychiatry. Actually, the Black Psychiatry Collective is a nonprofit that I started right when we entered the pandemic to just showcase that Black psychiatrists are real. Like, we're not unicorns. Well, we are unicorns, but we're actually real. We exist, and to showcase what we're doing, to bring platforms together. We had different speakers all through the pandemic, lives with people from all different sectors that all connects to mental health. So financial, law enforcement, psychiatrists, school teachers, social workers all come together because psychiatry is not just psychiatry. It's not just the doctors, it's not just the office.
Exactly.
So that's how it started, showcasing like what we really do. Because I think people don't know.
Yeah.
Like, there are there's not really many media outlets and shows that show like all the things that psychiatrists do. So that's how we came up with At Black Psychiatry. I turned it into a nonprofit that's got that for like 18 months ago.
Good.
And then I also have a company called Black Trivia Night, which I started also with one of my friends and psychiatrist, Dr. Ayana Jordan, who is also here, and our DJ Father Jules. And now I have expanded the whole team that includes another DJ, Rizza, my team, family who help. And we have Black Trivia Nights throughout the DMV, DC area. Yeah, I think so much. And I also have a toddler.
So that's what I was about to say. I was just about to say that because I have a toddler.
No, you have
I'm two now because the youngest turned 2. So 2, 4, and 13. I know, multiple children. She says very well. So how are you doing all this? I know your mom Your child's grandma is in the picture. But how are you doing all of that?
She helps.
Plus
She has a dad also.
Yeah, okay, good.
Who is very supportive. Really just support.
Yeah.
Like my team is literally my friends and family who've known me forever, who just believe in me and really put in their time and their work and their effort. Also, I happen to work at a place that cares about Black mental health and wellness and empowering me and other young leaders at Howard. So I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. And then I find grants to do this and bring this. So I had funding from Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, Cultural Health Leaders when I first started this. I also have a new grant with Hope Labs and some mental health and wellness stuff for Black youth. So I really have figured out how to bring it all together, all of my things.
You have the support of a village and the support of financial, the grants and things like
a little
that.
bit. It's still a lot in my pocket, but we're working on it. We're working on how to monetize it. That's why I also have medications to supplement and support the projects because we need help and we need also funding and some money. Like nonprofits are great, but also profits are also
profits
for
sure. So the question of the hour, because that's why we're here. We're here to retreat. We're here to relax. How did you start your self-care journey, and then how did that turn into let me help other people because they need it too?
I'm still on my self-care journey.
That's true. Journey ongoing.
Really demonstrated by how early I was up emailing people.
Oh my God, I got an email. I was on my way to the airport at 4 a.m. and got an email from you.
That's why I was like, I want everyone to know, and they still have some struggles. But yes, we are all here finally at the retreat. I think that I really felt like, what can I do more for myself without doing everything for everyone else? And self-care looks different for everyone, right? Like, yes, I'm a nail girl. I like going in my nails done, but that doesn't really give me like stress relief. But going to the spa and things, but also like taking care of myself mentally in a different space. So I go to therapy every other Tuesday. I don't waver on that. That's my real
therapist goes to therapy. Everybody,
that's my real self-care. Also, like planning trips and like that, like actually relaxes me. So like if I'm like, y'all are getting on my nerves, let me start looking for flights. So literally
knowing that there's a trip coming.
Literally my coordinator is like, you have to go look for a flight. I said I am.
Well, you were my self-care ever since September, knowing that I was coming to Jamaica.
Oh yes. So, when I slid at the DM, I was like, hey, can we make this happen? I just saw your book come out and I was like, this journal, how can I support it? Again, figuring out how to support it and bring it to psychiatrists, but also peers that I work with, work in this space too, like just figuring out how we can bring it to everyone. And said yes, and here we are. But it's really, we do so much for other people, and I do personally, do a lot for my family, my patients, my residents, my students, and what am I going to do for myself? And sometimes, self-care is just me laying in my bed and doing nothing. And yes, I am a person who now I make the money, so I am going to get my nanny to come, and I'm going to be right upstairs laying in the bed because I need help. And delegating things like that. Those are all for self-care for us. So
that's awesome.
Self-care doesn't look the same for everyone. I spotted wine, nothing against. I know some people are going dry January, but whatever it takes, as long as you're not hurting anybody or hurting yourselves.
Right. I mean, there's things that are like the one time, let me get my nails done. And that's like a 60, 90 minutes of like, oh, that felt good. But then there's the things every day that we do have to do. So you did kind of talk about each of those different things that you do on an ongoing basis of things you might do, like fun time or vacation. So
I go on a trip at least quarterly. I think I took more flights last year than I've ever taken because I had a milestone birthday and I was like, say no to any trip. Like any trip I want to go to.
Oh, that's great.
So
I'm ready to get back to that now that the youngest is 2. Because when he was born, it was just like hard to leave.
My baby has a passport, so she was just here. We were here for Christmas.
You were just here?
I'm always here. Or
Awesome. So you got to do it. You got to plan it. You got to fit it in the way we fit in everything else. And you said we do everything for everyone, especially as Black women. We're trying to do everything. We're so ambitious. But we also have to look at ourselves first. I mean, are there times where you struggle with like choosing you versus everyone else?
Yeah. all the time.
How do you end up choosing
I have to really be intentional about it. That's why I like the planning. So I have to make sure that I do it. Like I have to do this for myself. And then also like some small things like in my house, I was like, what are you always doing? Why does it take you so long to come in the house? Because I need to take to decompress. I do I finish my podcast, which is true crime. For others, that's not relaxing, but for me, it is. Okay. I finish the true crime podcast, whatever it is, like hear it out and then like take a beat and then go inside to the transition to, my next job or whatever it is.
So you were talking about things you do while at work to, kind of decompress. And then I started to say that between patients, I'll go outside and just see the sun and just take a break because we, like you said, the heavy lifting, we see a lot, we hear a lot. One of my self-care things is that I don't watch the news that much.
I had to limit the news.
Certain movies that have like abuse and things like that, like because I hear about it so much in my patients, I can't take it when it's like when I'm not at work, when my psychiatrist hat is off. Okay. So I protect my brain and my mind like that.
Yeah, during like the height of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, I was like, I couldn't stop looking at the news, like CNN was like on my TV, like 24 hours. Like I would wake up and be like, "Is something happening?" I would go to sleep, and then I really like realized I had to cut back, and I'm like, I'm limiting it. Like I might look at the news or listen to the news maybe like an hour, versus when I was doing it so long, like during that time, because it was just like, what is happening? What's going to happen next? Kind of what it feels like right now. Like, what kind of crazy order is going to come out next? You gotta.
Yeah,
we're gonna come back to work. Everyone is on leave. Well, put me on leave. Actually, paid leave. Go ahead.
We can stay here.
But like, what are you people doing? So I think now I'm a little worried that we're getting ready to be back in that type of stressful, toxic environment.
Yeah.
But really just doing small things to protect yourself. Like when I was doing tele, which I still do sometimes, but I would like take a break, go out. Like you said, between patients, I have like a rooftop and I'll just go out there and
nice.
Like take a deep breath, like, okay,
yeah,
next person. Because it's a lot. Like you hear people tell you their most intimate worries, stressors, wonderful things as well, but it can be a lot to hear these things and to really think about how you process them, especially when it deals with things about racism and it's stuff that you experience yourself or you see your partner or your family member or your child go through. So it's a lot, and I think we have to. And I'm not great at this. I want to just say that I'm not. While I might be like
you said, it's still a journey.
Yeah, it's still a journey.
I'm
the wellness person for the residents. Like they're like, what do we do? I'm like, I don't know.
You got to do your own debriefing.
Let's work on it together because it's dynamic.
Sometimes you learn from them.
Yeah, definitely. We're changing. I can say that while we're here, we're gonna do a little healing sound session, but initially, before I did a sound bath in our reset retreat last year in Houston, I was like, this is not for me. But one of Nakia, who actually has retreats also, she's the anesthesiologist here. It was my first time doing a sound bath with her at the previous year. And I was like, this is vibey. Okay. And then I found someone who does an Afrobeat drumming sound bath. And I was like, see, now finding stuff that's for us, that's meant for us, but still like in this wellness space. So I'm still learning. We're going to do some very exciting things tomorrow. When I say authentic, we're doing authentic, like we're not, no offense. No offense to like the Dunn's River crew, but we're going deep. We're going to go off the beaten path. We're going to learn something. So it's going to be exciting. So learning that wellness doesn't have to be like this. Like, everyone's meditation does not have to be the same. Like, our meditation, we're going to have some Sade in the background, okay? Like, it's not all the same.
Yeah, like, what works for you, the music that gets you going.
It's what brings you peace. And I think that's what we all have to figure out, like, what brings you peace personally. It doesn't have to be, like, just like this. Like, for my residents, I did, like, I don't know if y'all have this. I don't think y'all do. I think it's like an East Coast thing, but we have this thing called Rita's. Like water ice. Have y'all heard of Rita's?
Oh, no. Okay.
No? Yeah.
Oh, okay. The ices. Yeah. Okay.
So I did like a Rita's and chill for my residents where I've got ices and some chair massages and like, what I can do on my budget. Now, some of them were like, we don't want that. We want days off. Like, listen, I'm trying,
wellness days.
And I do give my residents, they know.
I mean, wellness isn't just about getting the day off. It's about incorporating things
right? We have some
while you're working
activities. and they were like, we don't want any pizza parties. Like, we want more money. I'm like, listen, I'm doing what I can.
More money in days off.
Yes, I'm doing what I can.
They want to work less and get paid more.
So do I, guys.
That would be the ultimate.
But yes, and we all are working towards that. But doing what you can, where you can, with what you can.
Awesome.
I think what we're really trying to understand. And even for this retreat, I know that it was sometimes like cost prohibitive. Like our residents are like, oh, I can't afford to do this, or their scholarships. So definitely I'm trying to figure out ways to fund this and to support them.
Oh, nice.
I'm looking for grants.
Yeah.
I have ideas. I do have my own grants, but also, if you want to sponsor a resident, a student to come, listen, next year we're already getting ready to book. So sponsor a human for some wellness. We would love that donation because, like I said, we are a nonprofit, the Black Psychiatry Collective. So you again get the tax.
Yes. Yeah.
But just doing what we can where we are. As we say, we try to meet our patients where we are. We need to meet ourselves where we are also.
Yeah. It's
and with
real.
what you have and what you can do.
It's real because, people come to us for the help. We're supposed to be the strong ones. And, we hear about physicians committing suicide. We hear about psychiatrists doing the same thing. And it's just like, it takes us back like what?
Burnout.
Yeah. So, that compassion fatigue turning into burnout, turning into depression, and turning into the worst things. So it really takes like the time management and being able to incorporate wellness, consistency, and doing it consistently, and just making sure you are prioritizing your wellness. Because like people think about self-care being selfish or being a luxury because, I have to be able to go to big trips. You don't have to. Those are great. But it doesn't always have to be about that.
Like I have a shirt that says, a Black Psychiatrist shirt that says not self-care, but self-preservation. And it's really preserving yourself. It's as Audre Lorde said, it's an act of warfare. Like I have to do this. Like, how am I going to be able to go forward if I can't do this? How can I do this for others if I can't do this for myself? I think it's something that we have to really focus on because one of our docs here, a speaker like you, Dr. Washington, she sees the doctors. She sees like high performing professional physicians, doctors. Yeah, she sees them.
I'm seeing that a lot, that the therapists are reaching out. Hey, bosses. Hey, mompreneurs. Hey, entrepreneurs. Because we need it most because we're not out there looking for our own help because we're too busy helping everybody else.
And I'm constantly searching for someone who will provide care for residents, not just mine. Like I can't be the psychiatrist for every resident and every medical student who comes, but we're still trying to figure out.
Well, I have a Maryland and Virginia license.
Well, get DC on there. Do the
I gotta get DC. Any of them live in Virginia?
Some do live in Maryland and Virginia. Yes, thank you. I didn't know that. But do you take insurance?
Oh no, I don't take insurance. That's
well.
Can
you do a sliding scale for a resident on a resident salary?
We can talk.
See, that's why
I'm looking for patients.
Bring my people in.
You send me a certain number, we can do that.
Yeah, something. They need help and they don't got no money. But
sounds like me.
Oh yes, again,
because they need help.
Healing the healers and doing stuff for ourselves.
Yeah,
I am far from perfect. Like I struggle. Like I work with a fitness coach, and she'll be like, what are your goals for and I'm like, I'm just trying to sleep. Like my child is sick, when they're sick, you can't sleep. They wake up the whole night, then I'm all dry. I mean, hydration will be a goal. Being active, like movements are goals. So it's really about doing what you can and also allowing yourself some grace. I think that's something that I really have to do for myself because I'll be like, oh my God, my list was like this. And I didn't get to do all of these things.
It's okay.
And a lot of times people ask me about, like work-life balance. Yeah. And I say that there's not really a work-life balance because there's never like a balance.
You feel like it's intermingled? Like you can't turn it off?
Yeah, like a work-life integration. Like how can I
work-life integration?
I feel like there's always going to be something that's off. Like for me, it's my charts, my notes. Shout out to Howard. Don't suspend me yet. But I'm the killer clinician. Like I'm the physician. The ED. I know how to do all my work, but when it comes, oh God, when I gotta sign my notes,
when you actually have to show that you did the work
and billing. Listen, I need
the administrative work.
So
and I'm an HR manager. My main job.
Oh, you would be firing me. I would be.
But I just mean that job is difficult.
Suspension list every week, but. my patients will tell you no one is not going to do the amount of work that Dr. Hairston does. Then I got to go.
But we don't know you
all
the
work that I know. So, there are things, we're working on it. I'm going to sign some notes in the airport lounge, do what you can. I think, really, like I said, giving myself some grace and giving everyone some grace.
Yes, that is definitely key. Well, I thank you so much. We got this reception coming up.
We're about to do a little.
We don't want to be too
little
long.
Beachside reception. A little soca, a little dance, a little Afro. Hey. Like I said, we got to do it in our own way.
Jamaica.
So I'm going to be talking about a little burnout. Alpha Stewart, former president of the APA, and
APA and community psychiatry.
President of community psychiatry.
President's here with us.
She is here, mentor extraordinaire. And she is the one who really brought to me this idea that it's not just burnout, it's arson, because people are actively doing things that make you feel like you're on fire, like not giving you the time, not giving you this grace, not giving you the space, not giving you the time off, like questioning everything, like even for this retreat, like what CMEs, who said, I'm like, I
love that it's like CMEs.
Like, don't worry, we're going to get it all together. Because I was mentored well, so I know how to bring it. And I've been planning conferences for the last, 7 or 8 years since I was a fellow or a resident. So like, I got this. I know what to do. We're going to get the credits. Y'all going to pay them the money.
Because that's a part of the self-care, reduces stress. Like, I get to get my CME.
I get a little CME here.
We don't feel like it's a waste of time. But this isn't a waste of time.
It's not, but we got to prove sometimes. People in medicine always want data. So here's the data. We are going to do a little bit of teaching. You're going to do some teaching for us.
Yeah.
Some teaching, but teaching in a creative, responsive, engaged way. Like everything doesn't have to be a lecture. Like, I got to get a lecture about my wellness. Like it can be an engaged way that we can still learn about how to do these things and take it to your patients as well.
Yeah. Well, my last question to you, because you are on Journey to Joy Live. What is your journey to joy been like?
Wow. I think freeing up myself, like letting go of like expectations. I think that a lot of times I was like, well, if it doesn't go like this, this, and this, and I just mean like in life, in my career, like, oh, well, I want to be a program director. It has to be like this. But I learned that I'm a program director extraordinaire.
Yes,
I can do it like this. I can still have businesses. I can still support the community, especially with things like Black Trivia Night, like just bringing some joy and some happiness and laughs. Like people are like, you're a doctor? I'm like, yeah.
Some people tell me. I'm like, I'm chill. I laugh. I'm goofy.
They're like, you're like a regular person. Doctor. I'm like, I am.
Yeah, that's what you should be. We're not robots.
Yeah, so it's like really been doing things that support myself and just getting rid of these expectations or restrictions that I don't know who placed on me. Some of them myself, if I have anxiety, but also societal things, also academics of like what a doctor is supposed to be doing. Like, they're like, oh, you're going on another trip, ended. Yes, what? I have the time off, and I actually have seen me time to thank you.
Exactly.
Mind your business.
Exactly. It's an educational, professional trip.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being here. We're about to jam down in Jam Town.
Hey, bye-bye, everybody.
This has been an NJoy Live production. If you're in a crisis, don't hesitate. Call, text, or chat 988 for immediate support. Please note, this podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional treatment. If you're looking for therapy or medication management through NJoy Life, visit www.drnjoylife.com to request a consultation. I accept Aetna for Georgia residents, and out-of-pocket services are available for others. I'm licensed in Georgia, Florida, Michigan, Tennessee, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Illinois, Virginia, and Minnesota. Be sure to grab your copy of the NJoyno on Amazon for $39.08 to help you on your wellness journey. And remember, Journey to Joy Live is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, may you continue to transform challenges into joy.